Nothing I'm drawing is looking right. I cannot get it right. I keep starting over and over and over again, and it's just not looking good. So you know what I think I need to do? Maybe I think I'll go get a quick snack, a sweet snack, maybe like a donut. You know what? Maybe you should go with me to my favorite donut shop. And maybe while we're there, we can ask them how the donuts are made, because I've always been curious. So what do you think? Do you want to go to the donut shop with me? Awesome. Okay, well, let's go. All right, so here we are at Guru Donuts in downtown Boise. This is my absolute favorite donut shop, and they were kind enough to let me come in, and we're gonna go not only make some donuts, we're gonna taste some donuts and kind of see how the whole process works.
Hello, hi Brad.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm Crystal.
Awesome.
Welcome to Guru Donuts.
We absolutely love this place. So my wife and kids always come here, love it. Amazing donuts, and you guys are always doing all sorts of fun stuff. So yeah, super excited to be here meeting you officially. Do you mind showing me around and we can learn a little bit maybe how the donuts are made?
Definitely.
Awesome.
Let me
cool.
walk you into the back.
Thank you.
So this is where we make all of the donuts.
Awesome. It looks like they've already made their dough, so now all they have to do is roll it out flat. Then, of course, they have to cut that dough into donut shapes. Look at the tool he's using. It even pops the hole right out of the middle. I gotta get myself one of those. Next, they have to put it in a warm proof box to, well, let it proof, which basically means letting the dough rise and get puffier. Once proofed, they go for a swim in some really hot oil to be fried. And lastly, my favorite part, they get decorated with some tasty toppings. How many donuts do you guys make in a day here?
Well, I would say on our slower days, under 1,000, but on the weekends, over 1,000.
Over 1,000 donuts?
Over 1,000 donuts.
That's crazy. That's a ton of donuts. So you have to decorate all the donuts, all that's here?
All that's here.
Wow.
And then we send them out to our other two locations in Eagle and then on the Boise State University campus.
Very cool. Okay, so I'm excited to check out the process. And so who is going to be helping me do some decorating?
Lindsay will.
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You want to do some donuts today?
I do. I would love to.
Awesome. Well, come over here and let's grab some gloves. So we have a couple different kinds. These are Bismarcks.
Okay.
And this is what we use for our Boston cream and also any of our other filled donuts. All right, so we take our little prong here and we need to go in and create a space
Okay.
that our curd or our creams will fill in.
Just plug it right in the center there?
Yep, in the center, and you're kind of going to just push it from side to side, try not to break.
Okay, so I'm just making some room inside there. How far do you push it? Just not to the other
not all
side?
the way in. Yep, just a nice gap.
Okay.
Cool. And now this is our hopper.
Okay.
So inside here we have our pastry cream. You're going to find your little holes and you put them in the skewers like that. And with your finger, you're just going to push, right? And we just go to make sure we can feel that they're fairly heavy, that they're not squeezing out the sides. And so now you can see that you can actually
when you squeeze
squish
it
a little bit and you know that it's full.
All right, well.
Okay, so as you hold on, you're going to
this
use
little
your
switch?
pointer finger. Yep, you're just going to push it. Push it in.
Here we go. Oh, push it in.
Yep. And it'll take
I can feel
3
it,
and 4. Yep.
That feels right, actually.
Okay.
Okay, I want to.
Great.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. That feels just right. Okay.
Awesome. So this is just our plain vanilla glaze. And this here is our birthday crumble. So it's like a sugar cookie and sprinkles.
Oh my gosh. That looks delicious.
Okay. So we take our ring.
Okay.
You're going to just dip
Same
it
thing.
in. Kind of you dip and scoop.
It. Okay.
And with our spatula, we're going to take quite a bit of the glaze off.
You want a light glaze?
We do. Otherwise, it takes the crumbles with it.
Oh.
We push it in. We scooch around the edge, make sure it's fully covered. And there you go.
What?
There's our Alice.
All right, I'm gonna try this.
Okay.
So I put it in about halfway like we did last time, and then I just kind of do a little this.
You want to scoop out the center,
Oh, the center.
scoop
Okay.
around.
Scoop out the center. Perfect. Okay.
Now, dunk.
Okay, and then we just kind of push the stuff around the
Yep,
side.
make sure it gets all around the side.
Okay.
And that's it.
Oh my goodness. Check that out. Looks delicious. I think my daughter would approve.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. That
Yeah,
was
you're
so, I guess I'll
welcome.
fist bump you here because I got our
Yeah.
hands all. Awesome. All righty.
you.
Thank you. All right, so now the best part, we get to test them out. We get to see how tasty our creations are. So I'm gonna see which one did we do here. These are super good. Really, really good. I was super excited to see the whole process. So not only eating the donuts, we gotta figure out how they made them, gotta decorate them ourselves. Overall, it's been a pretty fun trip. So, all right, I'm gonna finish this up and then we'll head out of here. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here. It was so fun watching the whole process. And of course, we'll be back, so you'll see more of us.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you, Brad.
Alrighty, thank you. Thank you, guys. It was great seeing you guys. Wow, that was so cool seeing how the donuts were made. And they even let me decorate some of my own. What a fun little trip. I'm so glad we went. And the best part is now that I've had that little break, I'm feeling super inspired to draw. And this time I know exactly what I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna draw some donuts. Do you wanna draw some with me? Awesome, okay, well let's get started. All you're gonna need is a clean sheet of paper, a nice sharp pencil, an eraser, a dark marker or a pen, and of course, something to color with. Okay, so because drawing flat donuts probably isn't all that exciting, it's just a circle with a hole in it, I think we should draw a stack of them at an angle. That should make it look a little bit more interesting, and that'll give us a chance to learn a little bit also about foreshortening. Foreshortening in art is when you make an object look like it has a little bit more depth to it. So in the case of our donut, we could draw it like this, which looks really flat and kind of boring, or we could do a foreshortened circle or a foreshortened donut and go like this. Just like that, look at that. So we can do it really flat, but it's gonna be too flat. Maybe like right about here. Okay, so now it's no longer a circle. What shape is it now? That's right, it looks more like an oval. So let's figure out how high up we're gonna have these donuts, where they're gonna fit on the page before we go too far. So let's say the top of our stack of donuts is gonna go right about here, and I'm gonna draw really lightly. So we're using a pencil just to do the sketches because we're gonna erase a lot of this stuff, and we're gonna do a marker or a pen over top of it. So I'm gonna say this is the, let's say this is the bottom right here. So I got a line right here and a line right there. That'll help me kind of figure out so I don't start drawing it and start going off the page. Let's start by drawing our foreshortened circles. So they're more like, that's right, they're called ovals. So let's start by drawing some ovals and kind of show roughly where our donuts are going to be. So let's say we have one on the bottom. Let's start with the bottom one right here. Let's say we're gonna have more like a cinnamon bun type of thing right here on the bottom. Now we'll make sure it has more depth and everything once we get into it. But let's just kind of figure out where everything's gonna live. Maybe I'll have them kind of off kilter a little bit so they're not exactly lined up and stacked on top of each other. They're gonna be off a little bit and that'll make it look a little bit more interesting. Almost like it's a tower of donuts falling over. That should be pretty fun. Okay, so another loose oval that we're gonna do right over here. Draw another one. I think maybe we're gonna draw 4. That's my guess, is I wanna draw about 4 of them. Oop, there we go. Now you can draw them however you like. You don't have to have them in this order, or you can have different kinds of donuts if you'd rather. That'd be fine too. Okay, so this will be, just about right where we said. So I think this will be good. We have the little donut on the top, a little pile of donuts. Maybe it goes a little bit lower. So now we need to figure out how deep or tall our donuts are. So for example, it's gonna look pretty flat if we just have it like this. So I'm gonna have to draw another one right on top of it, or maybe like this. So I'm gonna draw another one right under here, almost like you're doubling it over, like that. So for each one, you kind of have to double it over, but I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So now that I've doubled it, I'm gonna go on the sides here, and I'm gonna connect these lines right here. So to make it a little bit easier to see, you're gonna see a line right there, and then you're gonna see a line right under here, and I connected them. So let's clean that up again so you can see it. If this is gonna be on top, I can erase all the inside. I don't need any lines over top of there. Now look at it. Okay, so this doesn't look like much because we're missing the hole here. So we gotta add the hole. Let's add another foreshortened circle, an oval, but let's do it a little bit higher and I'll show you why. So I'm gonna draw a little circle right up here. So why didn't I draw it right in the center? Well, that's because if you were to go like this, Look at that. That's the top of it because we've smushed it on its side. So now we don't want to draw it right here. That would be on the side of it. So we're going to draw it on the top. So you kind of have this imaginary line right there that'll help you figure out where that circle or that hole goes. Now I'm going to go down and I'm going to start doing that to the other one so we can add all the dimension to all of our donuts. Donuts are one of my favorite treats, and apparently I'm not alone. Over 10 billion donuts are baked every year in the US alone. Just in the US. That's a lot of donuts. This donut's a little bit interesting because it doesn't have a hole in the middle. So I don't need to really do that. All I have to do is go through and erase, because this is another one that's going to be on top. You can see how we're adding dimension and we're layering our donuts on here. There we go. So this one's gonna be right here. This one's gonna be one of those Boston creams or, you know, just one like maybe a jelly-filled donut. So we'll draw maybe the frosting on here. Let's draw a little line right around here, because these ones don't have holes because they're filled. And then maybe we draw the little hole on the side. Remember watching me put that in the little machine and fill them up? That's this little hole right here. So we'll leave that little hole. Okay, moving on. Let's do another donut. I think we should do another donut like this one up here. Just a classic donut. We could put whatever toppings on it we want. Okay, so we started off with that circle, right? But now we have to draw another one. When I say circle, I mean oval. We're gonna have to draw another oval right underneath it. Then we're gonna connect the sides, round it off right here. And we're gonna draw that line at the bottom. It's a curved line. And then we don't draw over top of this one because that one's gonna be on the top. So if you get a little bit over there, you can just erase that. Let's erase some of that stuff on the sides. And then erase all this stuff in the middle. That stuff gets in the way. I like to clean up my illustrations as I'm working on them. So as I'm drawing, I'm just erasing here and there and trying to make it so that I can kind of keep track of where everything is. Sometimes I draw so many lines, it gets a little messy. Okay, so we got another donut there. So again, we're gonna imagine there's this line right here. So we're seeing the thickness of our donut. So that means the circle's gonna go somewhere over here. And if it goes over a little bit, all you have to do, it's easier to draw a complete shape, or especially with an oval. If you were to try to just draw it underneath here and not overlap, it gets a little tricky. That's why I like drawing with a pencil, so I can make those mistakes and erase them. But it helps me draw all the way through the shape. Okay, there we are. Now let's do the last one. Like I said, this is gonna be more like a, I forgot what these are called. They're kind of like a cinnamon, bun. Sticky bun or whatever they're called. So let's erase this stuff in the middle. Did you know that the first donuts never had holes in the middle? They were just balls of fried dough. But when they were cooked, it was really common for them to have a gooey center because it wasn't cooked all the way through. So folks came up with some really creative solutions. The first one was they started putting nuts in the center, and that's where we get the name doughnut. And another solution was just to take out the center of the donut altogether. And leaving that hole in the center actually allowed it to cook more evenly when it was being fried. How neat is that? Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I would say on the bottom here, I'm gonna do something like, again, I'm gonna probably draw over top of this, but I'm gonna kind of draw a little swirl like this. Ooh, I think I like that. Then I'll just go through it and erase. There we go. Erase a little bit. Oh, it's starting to look really good. So now maybe we add a little bit of decoration on these donuts now that we have them here. I was thinking maybe some like drippy frosting on them. What do you think? Okay, let's try that. So we're gonna go draw some drippy. Now there's no real right or wrong way to do the drips on your frosting here. So I'm just gonna have it be a little goopy, right? I think it'll look kind of fun to have it all kind of dripping down. Kind of go up here, maybe draw another one right here. Oh, right there. And then maybe it goes over a little bit because it overlaps. And then on here, maybe we'll add where the hole is, we'll add another little half an oval right here. So let's outline this a little bit better. And this way you can kind of see through it. You can see that it's dimensional. There's a little hole on the bottom. So we'll kind of, there you go, see that? So now it looks like there's a hole going on in there. And maybe You could even add like a little, ooh, does that look cool? Let's see. Oh, I like that. It looks like it's going into the hole a little bit too. And then maybe what I'll do at the very end is I'll add a bunch of like sprinkles. Okay, so on here, let's do a little bit of to show that it's a filled donut. Maybe we'll do a little bit of the filling kind of oozing out here. That way you know it's a good one. Ooh, that's gonna look good. Okay, so we got one oozing out the side a little bit on there, and let's do another one of these. Maybe this one's gonna be a little less messy, but I'm gonna do a little wavy edge. A little bit of a mess. What's your favorite type of donut? That's what you should put on here. You should draw your favorite kind. The best part is once you get these shapes down, you can decorate them however you want, just like a real donut. So I'm gonna have, I think, maybe this one will have little, maybe this will be like a mint chocolate one. I love mint chocolate. Maybe it'll be a mint frosting with some little chocolate bits on there. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry. All right, let's see what else we want to do. Maybe on here we can clean this up a little bit. Make sure we can see all these lines. And awesome! I think this is looking really good, really tasty. How's yours looking? Okay, well, all right, and that means next up we need to outline it all and be really careful when you're doing it. Go really slow and pay attention to what lines are overlapping. That's why I like to go through and erase a lot of the little stuff so that I don't get confused on which parts I need to outline. It's said that the Dutch are the ones who brought donuts to America before the Revolutionary War. That's a really long time ago. That's before America was even a country. And the Dutch didn't even call them donuts. They were called oliekoeks, or oliekoeks? Not sure how exactly to say it because it's Dutch, but it means oily cakes because they're dough fried in oil. Okay, so I got all my outlines on here. Now I just need to go through and erase all of the sketch underneath. All right, look how cool that turned out. Now all we have to do is color it in. This is my favorite part. We got all the outlines ready. There might be some extra pencil on there. Don't worry about that. I just tried to get as much as I could. I have some pieces still left on there. But we're gonna cover it with marker and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So you can use markers, you can use crayons, whatever you want. Just go ahead and have fun coloring it in. Oh my goodness, I am so happy with how this turned out. This is so fun. Now, colors might not be perfect, and I probably wish I would have used some lighter colors on some of these, but you know what? I'm really happy because I finished it, I made it, it's mine. I just hope you had as much fun drawing these as I did. But wait, this is actually not finished because we still haven't put our signature here in the corner to show that it is ours, and we are super proud of what we made. Well, I'm really happy with how this turned out. The only problem is when you're drawing food is you get really, really hungry. Oh, these look so tasty. But I should probably take a break and eat something healthy, and I'll save the rest of these for later. Well, I hope you had a lot of fun learning about and drawing donuts today because I sure did. Before I say goodbye, remember, be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you next time. But wait, one more thing before you leave. If you love drawing with me here in these videos, you are going to love our new book, The Nature Explorer's Drawing Guide for Kids. It's full of interesting facts and step-by-step instructions for drawing all kinds of plants, insects, and animals, helpful art tips, and even blank nature journal pages in the back for you to go outside and make your own discoveries. Check it out for yourself. You can find it anywhere online where books are sold.